Hello.
Hello, Glenn. What happened?
I don't know. I pressed the wrong button.
Oh. Okay.
I think. Hang on. I'm at the raft, so I got to work my way a little closer to the house.
Mm.
Can you hear me here?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get out of the wind because the wind is fairly strong today. Goodbye, baby. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
When they talk about that,
here.
they talk about when they say that cradle, are they referring to cradle of civilization?
Cradle of civilization is not simply Mesopotamia,
Africa?
but it's Babylon on the Rideau.
Babylon.
Okay. Hear me now?
Uh-huh. It's just me right now. Brian told me he was going to come on, and Dana.
Gonna go what?
I said it's just me right now. Brian told me he was going to come on, call in.
Okay.
But I haven't seen him. And Dana's like he's busy doing a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Right now for his, so I don't know. Hopefully,
well,
Brian.
I'm in my RV, which we call the Gatekeeper's RV. I say mine because it was given to me, but maybe they'll want it back someday.
Oh, they want it back?
Well, David is a Métis, and maybe that means he's an Indian giver.
Where did that term come from? The Indian.
I have no idea, except for the fact that Métis believe, or natives believe, that no one really owns anything. Only the person who needs it owns it.
Mm.
So they could be giving it away and taking it back when they need it.
Oh, okay.
Now that, what's that group of natives in British Columbia who every year give away everything they own?
Oh, really?
And they never come away empty-handed because everybody does the same thing?
They have similar cultures. Like
called a potlatch.
That's what they call?
Potlatch ceremony.
Potlatch ceremony. You've met them before?
Can't hear you. Hang on. I'll try to go to the other better phone, but older. If I go on here, off here.
Hello? You hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Okay. That should be louder for me. It's an older phone, but it's better. Just like me.
Yeah.
So what's new?
So I was looking at your post yesterday. I thought it was interesting, the Atomic Samurai. That kind. What made you?
A good researcher.
What happened?
Eh?
What'd you say? A good researcher?
Yeah.
Who's a good researcher?
Well, so far, until you get here, Jenny.
She's a good researcher.
You produce the finished product. She gives me the answers to the questions I put to her.
And you seem to, you're like, you seem to like a type of Jack and Boaz in a sense. You seem to take all the information and you seem to like project into the future.
Yeah.
Like an
Well,
outcome.
that's because I don't do it immediately. I
Yeah.
have to analyze it first and run it through my spine, see what the hell's going on. Total picture. You'll be doing the same thing before long, too, so not to worry. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. What's going on with border situation with
Yeah. One of the things I discovered asking Jenny enough questions, that they are, in fact, being educated. Same place mother took me when I was a child to be brainwashed. In a place in Quebec near Montreal, a town close by is called Dorio. Dorio comes from Orion. Orion, I'm just trying to get to my seat here. Orion is Aryan. Priest there, Benedictines, the background, Viator, dating back to the 3rd century. I think the destruction library at Alexandria moved all of the documentation over to Rome.
the Viator, that education, a place where you were taken to get brainwashed or whatever. Is that like a religious institution too?
What happened to me was my mother and her sister-in-law, my aunt, her son and me went on a train journey from Ottawa to a place that had a grotto to the Virgin Mary called Rigaud. The place was named after original last two governors of Canada who had been sent by the King of France before the English took over. Their name was Vaudreuil de Rigaud, father and son. On the way to Rigaud, remember there being a canteen going by. I don't know if I've told you this before.
Yeah, you told me before. Yeah, told me that a while ago, a long time ago.
The thing I remember today
Mm-hmm.
is way there my mother had no money. In fact, she had money, and I couldn't figure out how that worked, since when you went to religious places, give a donation. I get a donation. Anyways, that was the place that I was programmed for the next 50 years or so. Now I find out that all of the people who join the Port Authority
Mm-hmm.
go through a 3-stage learning process. First one is a physical, from what I can gather. Second one, a mental examination, from which I suspect they are looking for a particular kind of candidate. Someone who is a sociopath. Jenny calls them. If they find the people who are the sociopaths among, send them to Regal. And they call that journey getting a seat at Regal. Now, getting a seat important, because a seat, French, refers to the term assis, or seated, English. St. Francis, known as St. Francis Assisi,
Yeah.
Franciscan order started by St. Francis of Assisi, is a place in northern Italy. And the top courts in the land, when called into the courts, it's in the fall, and they call it the assizes. The judge enters the room while the clerk yells out, "Oh yay! Oh yay! Oh yay!" Stand up in honor of the judge. Hear ye! Hear ye! Hear ye! Announced the judge. Comes in, carries, means everything stops with me. Judge got the hammer. When you read about Ham in the Bible, talking stops. Judge. Of course, the hammer suggests is representative of the carpenter, builder, Joseph, excuse me, and the builder Cain. Bay is Joseph.
So, like, what does that mean? Door had him.
At the door, and you enter, and you are seated if you are qualified. This is a court of appeal, not basically involved to deal with questions of law rather than questions of fact. Loss. Interesting. There are two things outside of this that are interesting of anything else. Pope has called a meeting of all the cardinals in October, held in Assisi. Why he wants it out of the Vatican, yet to be explained. Second thing is, oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. Spelled O-Y-E. O and E, A.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Chip.
Beowulf. Spelled O-E, but it's pronounced. So is A's, public safety, W-E-S. For those who don't know, O-Y-E in French, name of a big bird.
How's it pronounced in French?
Wa.
Wow.
And wa. The idea what bird it would be? Represent doorway to the boss. Called a Canadian goose.
The loony?
Loony and a loony have two O's in there. So does a goose. A goose and two O's basically linked to genetically engineering second generation.
So what do you think?
Homo sapien sapien. Second generation sapiens. Now, in the year 2000, a group of Caucasians, 2000 BC, showed up in Finland. In the year 0, a second group of Caucasians showed up in Finland. They are the most homogeneous race of people on Earth, with very little difference aboriginal. Live between Sweden and Russia. They are called the Finns, same way as you see Stark.
Why were they made so different from?
First batch of people made after the Ice Age are called the Roma. Roma are wanderers. From the wanderers, Aboriginals, Aborigines. Originals were known as gypsies. They went and they established a priesthood in the Middle East called Glen. Wanderers, hard time staying in one place. Also known as the travelers.
Yeah, the travelers.
And often carry umbrellas.
So that song, Singing in the Rain, is linked to them?
Yeah. Well, the place they set up was Egypt. People who carry umbrellas, Japanese. Are the wanderers who went furthest away. After the brown people were made, the wanderers, Asians were made. Out of the brown comes the yellow. Out of the black so you had Asia with wanderers living India and Egypt. The wanderers of Egypt made their way through the Middle East over to the Himalayas, on to China, North Korea. Other direction, Southeast Asia. Had a meeting place. One is the place we now call Seoul, South Korea. The other we call Japan. Carry umbrellas as a...
Yeah, they do that.
Hey?
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that with umbrellas. I think it was...
Usually paper umbrellas.
Paper. Oh! No, never mind. I thought I saw paper umbrellas when I went to a Japanese restaurant, and I think they were making like little paper ones.
But I'm not. Guy who carried an umbrella.
Who?
Jackson.
Say that again, Glenn?
There was another guy who carried an umbrella, Michael Jackson, who changed his color black to white. This is all symbolic stuff. Because out of the Himalayas next came a group of people not called Asians, but Caucasians. The allegory of Jesus includes a phrase that says, "For the cock crows twice,
Yeah.
you will deny knowing me." Now, the group called the Caucasians, genetically engineered to be pink, white. Being white is a disease.
But I think they call people black and white just for purposes of coding, right?
Differentiation. They made pigs pink. Used to be boars and were black.
Hmm.
Well, I guess the two of us have something in common.
Yeah.
But where did the second group of Caucasians come? Native people of North America arrived mostly on the west coast, made their way across the plains to the Sundance,
Yeah.
suggests that they came from Western Asia.
Yeah, because they were doing that Sundance in Asia before.
Yeah. When they got to the Great Lakes, they gave birth. Their son, the Caucasians, year 2000. No, sorry, in the year 0. Birth of the Caucasians that eventually became the second group of immigrants to Finland, done on the Bruce Peninsula, is a piece of land shaped like a triangle, rounded south by Lake Ontario, Surrey, to the west by Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, Lake Huron to the north. In there added is Gore Bay, Georgian Bay, Lake between Huron, Lake Huron, and Detroit is Lake
Superior?
Vale. Sounds like Vale.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to have my map in front of me.
Yeah.
So that is the place that Caucasians will be destroyed, where they were born. Out of there, brown people took the Caucasians down the Mississippi, across the Caribbean, North Africa. Across North Africa, Giza. Across Giza into Jordan. up around the end of the Mediterranean, Baltics, up into Finland. They arrive. Birth of Jesus, in fact, the birth of Caucasians who occupy with Asians most of the northern hemisphere.
Is that why he's drawn, like on pictures, Jesus, like as a white person?
He's symbolic. He never existed.
Yeah.
He's us. Finland is called Finland. Smartest people in sororities called Phi.
Yes. Yeah, that word comes up a lot for me.
And when they work in industry, they are the spies who work as clerks. Hip, hip, hooray. Fat bottom ladies make this rocking world go round.
Whenever I'm going inside some office like DMV or so, I'm always dealing with a clerk, always some type of.
Very few people at the top
Mm-hmm.
get to see anything on which they are accused of being in charge of.
And they have no idea, like.
Many of them never even see it. I have no idea whatsoever. They may be called ministers, they may be called kings, they may be called presidents. Never even get to know it existed because it is being sorted and culled and archived and destroyed. A whole group of hippies.
Hip pies.
Hip spies.
Yeah. Yeah. But pi is also, pirate.
Yeah. IR square.
Yeah. Stuff is interesting. When you look at that stuff, I was researching that stuff, like ratios and circumferences and areas. When you look at it from from the other world's perspective, yeah, it has a lot more meaning to it than I was taught in school.
Hip, hip, hooray. Who is Ray?
Who is who?
The hour, because IOU means those letters are interchangeable. Ray is HO. Hour. I is I, sir.
Mhm. That's how they always.
Goes in a circle. Sorry. Did you say?
Never mind. I forgot. You may forget.
Around in a circle. I, sir, is what they say in the military.
That's what they always.
Sir is IRS. IRS is linked to clitoris. Screwing your country.
That's like that, and it's close to the Libya.
Yeah. Gaddafi, Mohammed. Why is he still there? He's got the hammer.
You say that he's gonna, like, he has, like, power, like, he can push the button and...
Haven't seen the end. What is going to happen? Happened. Tidal wave. Everything south of the Mediterranean. All it takes is blind thrust. Blind thrust is just a big IED. Look at the movies of the explosions in Iraq and Afghanistan. Improvised explosive devices blow up like something you've never seen before. All the energy goes in one direction. Imagine that in a cave underneath blocks at Sault Ste. Imagine that in the peninsula, across the peninsula of northern Michigan. Oh, what's going to happen when the toilet flushes?
You said a blind...
New York City, when the steam blew street corner and stuff went up, the 30th floor or something. Steam, water.
Not good. It's not a good mix.
Along with what's underground in a coal seam. Explosives that are the end product of volcano. Going to make a mess of Gore Bay. Right now, they have 30 ships, I'm told, there, or 30 nuclear generators supposed to be on their way to Sweden, just to make sure they don't take them down to St. Lawrence. This week, they orchestrated a crash by a freighter that blocked the entire St. Lawrence Seaway. So, had to go and get some tugs. It was turned sideways, and the length of it is almost the width of the canal. That water flows through those nuclear reactors. And bet you're going to get radon added to the radon at Elliott Lake, Toilet Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Is right along Gore Bay. Some people will die immediately. Some people will die within a year of cancer.
No, that's...
A committee of 300 killed their 300 symbolic Japanese this week. They are still dead men walking.
Oh, well, that's all linked to that movie you were talking about a year ago. Remember?
Yeah.
You think that's what they meant the whole time?
50 groups of people, 50 to a group, 6 groups, 300 people, symbolic of the death, the Trilateral Commission, all of the elitist Olympians. They will have to present their book of life for creation, will judge whether or not deserve to be recombined as anything close to humans. So will their getaway car, Ontario Provincial Police, made to show up with their book of life. So will Ma Bell, Ma Gill, Mother Nature, who is not at all what people believe the word nature means. Last part being ruse in Jerusalem. All the people who are playing the game of master, telling us that we must adore, which is rado, craft, adore God, adore His Son, adore the Holy G-Host on Whit Sunday. Who is the G-Host? Is the body that carries the Trojan, man that looks like a woman, that is managed by a control panel, nickel. Copper is run by nickel. It is symbolized by the capital letter A, as in Amen. Everybody prays for the new slave every day when they say,
Glenn, do you think like a wee man, or think those people have a chance of?
everyone has a chance. It all depends on what they answer to the question, what did you do?
But do you know, I don't know if I should ask this question, but have you ever met a wee man that could?
Yes, I was married to one.
No, I'm not saying have you met a wee man. I said, have you ever met a wee man that, overcame?
I am not able to tell anyone whether or not they are saved. That job is creation. What they do after they've answered the questions, what did you know, when did you know it, and finally, what did you do about it? If they've done nothing, or if what they've done is cosmetic, self-serving, they are sent to me.
So what do you call that role? It's like
The last person they see.
you're not the executioner, but you're the one who, like, right before the execution, you walk.
I don't do anything but accompany them.
Yeah.
Their journey to the edge. So that they remember how they treated us. Just like the gray nuns treated Jenny. Just like the hospitals in Ogdensburg treated Jenny. Just like the clerks, the minister, citizenship and immigration treated Jenny. Just like the border guards, the superintendents were supposed to review the case, treated Jenny. Just like the Minister of Public Safety, his political flunkies wrote a letter about something they knew nothing about. Even mentioned things that weren't even there in anything she ever saw, because they know nothing about it.
Well, in my head, sometimes I wish I could just like bypass these people, because it's nothing but like just people who are brainwashed or whatever problem. They just bypass, because they all get orders, you know. I wish there was a way, like,
they're all on remote control. Everybody is. But along the way, as evidence gathers, that's why you're told that life begins at 40, because you haven't seen all the evidence yet, therefore you can't be blamed in the same way. Once you pass 40, going down a path where you know what's going on.
yeah. You know, you're right, because I speak to 40-year-olds, and I could tell by, like, sometimes the things I say, like, the experiences they've had, like, they know. But a lot of them, they still...
They don't want to act as if they
yeah, they don't act on that, no. So...
They will have their book of life, and there will be no double talk, no lying, no excuses, just the facts. What did you know? When did you know it? Then, the clincher. What did you do about it? If you knew, did nothing, there then is no mitigating circumstance that would reduce the ultimate penalty. All a degradation of your DNA. Religion calls soul. Guarantee those people claim to be human, never acted like humans. Acted either like slaves working for a master or acted as the hub of the IRS. Hubris. They will read the book themselves. Creation. Creation will tell them which door they take. Door they take determine they would ever again have a chance at being this far up the food chain. Those who did nothing go downwards to a point, have no chance whatsoever ever making it back up. Those,
but there could be a chance, though. I think there could be a chance of people who are doing something, but you're just not aware of it.
Well, that's why the question is designed the way it is.
Yeah.
What did you know? When did you know it? So if you've answered, I knew nothing, you can't lie. A different doorway.
I got a roller coaster ride, man, ahead of me. I got a roller coaster ride.
Well, I would suggest that somebody trying to do something look at the range of options open to them, choose the one that is possible. This stage of the game, moving towards the tip of the Canadian Shield for those Americans who won't be let across the border, safest place to be. Doesn't mean the place where nothing dangerous will happen, because I'm sure when the Canadian Shield rises, a lot of shaking and rattling going on. But at least it'll be out of range problems that will come if water may not be out of range. Creation decides to cherry pick those people who are there but don't belong there, because they are, in fact, the people causing us the problems today. That would be taken care of by radon, cancer, mostly lung cancer, within a year.
And they wouldn't even know they were getting hit with the radon. That's like an invisible death.
1 million people died from Chernobyl not from the explosion year that followed.
And nobody could foresee that? Nobody could see?
They thought it would somehow be localized. Mile Island.
And how much exposure do you have to be in radon to die from it? Oh.
I have no idea of what the nuclear content is that causes that to happen, but it all depends upon how much radioactivity it has picked up along the way. 30 nuclear reactors in Owen Sound, each one having about a gram or two material in them, sufficient enough to wipe out millions.
Guess they weren't lying. I never thought that would be possible. I didn't think that was gonna be what they were gonna do, because in post-apocalyptic movies, they always show people who are just all radioactive, have some radioactive disease. I guess that.
Now, if you look at the story of Tutankhamun, cave was found. The archaeologists wouldn't go in. Sent the financier in. What happened to him? Said he died of a mosquito.
So,
Arvin,
the
financier, only interest was self-serving. First to go, following Putin. What he died of,
you're saying it was in the air, in the tomb?
yeah. Same thing here. Whoever opens up without knowing the rules of the game, hit by a blast of radon.
So they've been using radon to kill people since Egypt?
They've been using radon to explain that this is the basic material. Genetics, it's known as the hadron bag, which all things held. What they do in a collider, basically collide bags called hadrons. Bags collide with each other, the contents fall out. Immediately seek another bag to hide in. The hadron. It's in this fraction of a second, millisecond, that it can be photographed. Those things we don't know exist yet that make up the possibility of life are contained bags called hadrons.
Now, what's the color of these bags? Would they be red? Is it linked to red bags?
I have no idea. Not a physicist or a scientist.
So when they talk about red bags, what are they talking about? Talking about Persia and
Well, Persia has red in the name.
So
Black
whenever
and red work together.
black and red, he says?
Yeah.
Why do they work together?
White and red work together.
Oh yeah, I see that. That makes a lot. Yeah, with Santa in his red bag.
Yeah.
So when they say, okay, this is sacred, we have a red bag here, what are they getting at? What's the,
Hadron, symbolic thing for bag lady. The place without a home.
oh, okay, I got it now, I got it.
First lady without a home. Nefertiti. Nefertiti is now missing. Is one bust in Germany, but there was another bust in stolen, quote unquote. Don't believe it for a minute. Dr. Awaz claims that it was stolen, has never mentioned anything about it since. I suspect it was placed in the tunnel to be brought here. Reunited with its character. Of the first bag lady. Wilder Penfield's bag lady.
Yeah, there's a movie called The Bourne Identity, and it shows, Wilder Penfield's work and how you can use that for an assassin. And the guy in the beginning, he's like wandering, looking, trying to find who he is. He was homeless. He was like a bag lady, kind of, and he had this red bag he would hold around in the movie.
And they played tennis last week at Melbourne.
And the guy Melbourne, and the guy who played the role of Jason Bourne was Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Damon. Mosi and Damon.
The Peninsula. The Fjord Foundation.
Yeah, Fjord, yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, what did you mean? Could you explain that for other people here? What Bev Oda?
Fjord is a narrowing of water. So you can go inland on a creek,
yes,
or
cross.
a stream, or a larger place is a fjord. Places like Sweden, for example, guys that were in the merchant marine used to deliver to military bases and enter off of the Northern Sea, whatever they call it. North Sea, enter inland down a fjord with rocky ridges on either side, arrive at places where the vegetation would start to roll up, exposing a hole in the rock, and the ship would sail in and unload its goods there. Yeah. Swedes and the Norwegians, the Danes and the Dutch, Belgium, Estonia,
Mhm.
and Finland, all those places, Lithuania, they all know what's about to happen. They're all involved in running the UN, half of the Swiss cheese, Bern, Switzerland, Pope, his group going to Assisi is, moving away from the Vatican, getting closer to Switzerland.
Mm.
Yeah, Mont Blanc in the Alps, where the Knights Templars were created, all in that area where Switzerland, Italy, France, Germany, together, Czechoslovakia.
So you're saying these guys know what's going to happen, like? So you're saying
the White Russians used to take all of the presidents who came to the Soviet Union on a boar hunt.
Yeah. Doesn't the president do that?
Symbolic of?
Wasn't
Symbolic of going on a hunt for Caucasians.
the boar dying? That's in one of the mythologies, like boar that died. I forgot his name. You know it, Glenn.
Yeah.
It's damn.
There's always a good thing to something missing. Can't give them all the information while they're looking.
Yeah. I see a lot of boars and used as symbols. A lot, I see that. So when they say we were hairy boars, so you're saying boars are Caucasian, and then when the boars became pink pigs, that's like looking at all. So.
And what's a pig? Don't you pour molten metal in a pig?
Oh, really? Ah.
In any event, I don't know if we've had any other visitors, but time for me to get to doing some other work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you.
Mhm.
Suggestion, much as possible, has begun.
This journey.
But you can, knowing what you know, have a raft to run.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, Glenn.
Bye for now.
Bye.